Hi everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison and today we'll be going over the markets, just a general look at the markets. We'll be going over some charts, Bitcoin charts, and we'll be looking at some of the news stories as well as looking over some of the altcoin charts as well. And more importantly, having a chat with you as well, having a coffee and chat about crypto as well. I think that's the most important aspect of it. So if you're in and watching just now, hit that like button. Just now go down to the like button and hit that like button and subscribe if you've not already subscribed, and let us know where you're from. Let us know in the chat area kind of where you're from. If you're watching just now, even if you're kind of normally watching the sidelines, just put your kind of name in the chat area and just let me know where you're from. It's good that this is a community. We've got the CYT-Crypto community and it's building up all the time, slowly but surely, which is good. And that's the main part about crypto, is about sticking together. So we'll crack on. We'll just see if we're live, make sure everything's working okay. We've got a couple of people in the house, which is cool. So just jump right over. Will we jump right over? Yes, we will. Let's put my glasses on first. Come on. Oh, there we go. Okay, we have Olo is in the house, Tim Gash is in, George Charles, Stephen King, Andreas, Tony P is in, Be Inspired is in, good to see you back, Marcus Jafari is in, Alex Jug, Chris Noble, Crypto Dread, who is in Florida just now, and it's 3:30 in the morning. What the hell are you doing up? James Oklahoma is in from the US as well. Early in the morning for you as well, James, one of our brilliant admins. Good to see you here, buddy, and thanks for the news story as well. I'm in the States drinking wine at this time in the morning. Rails is in, Alazar is in, Stephen King, who said my cryptical, Mitch Dieter is in as well from Durban, South Africa. We've got Wigan UK for Stephen, Alazar's US of A as well. Where is everybody else from? Doesn't say. Slovenia is for Alex Jug. Who's the furthest away? I would say Oklahoma just now. Would that be the furthest away from Scotland? Probably is just now. Durban, South Africa, would that be further away? From North Kakalaki. Where is Kakalaki? That's Roderick from North Kakalaki. Dublin, Ireland. Dublin, Ireland. True Grit 79, Jason Ray is in. Gino Dal is in. Jason Ray from Japan. Japan's the furthest away so far. G-Slick is in. Olo is in California. California. What time is it over there? It's just after midnight over there. Just got off work, but I like to catch you live, so stay up for the great show. Thanks, mate. I really appreciate that. Jersey Channel Islands, love that. Mighty Locks is in. Kukla is in from Hong Kong. Byron Bay, Australia, G-Slick. So it's between Hong Kong, Japan, and Australia, the furthest away. Oh, we've got Bian from Glasgow, so that might be furthest away from Scotland. Not. Brilliant, good to see you here. Bernard Ronald is in the house as well. And we've got Liam Seabrook from St Helens. And we've got Chris Noble from the amazing sunny Edinburgh as well. Love Edinburgh. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, we'll just jump into the markets just now and see kind of what is happening. So, we're at market capitalisation of 121 billion, which is kind of slightly up from yesterday. We've got Bitcoin dominance kind of around about the same, 52.5%. And we have, see who's kind of at the top. We've got Moak at the top again. That's just kind of risen yesterday as well. ARK has jumped up into double-digit green as well. So there's only two in double-digit green, Moak and ARK. So what have we got in the greens? We have probably about 75% in greens and 25% in red. Who's the lowest? Repo is down 11% and Veritasium down 10%. They're the only ones in double-digit reds. All the rest are not that much, to be honest. But I'd say it's 25, 75 for reds. I'll look at the overall market and we'll just have a look over the last 24 hours. Who's done well? This is traded over 100k volume, marginless. Never heard of them. They're up 89% with a volume of 300,000, so that's good volume there. Maximine Coin as well, up 36%. LTO Network, Energi, 25%. There's no big, huge movers. We'll just look over the 7 days again. Inocoin, we've seen this yesterday. Quant, up 120 as well. So not big, huge ones, but we'll just have a look at the 10k volume. That'll be probably slightly different. And for anybody just joining us, if you go down to like button just now and hit that like button, that'd be fantastic. It does help the channel. So crush the likes. Yeah, XRP Bank as well. Somebody's been talking about that recently as well in the premium group and in the free group as well, and that's up 139%, which is fantastic. Mokro, that's over 123%. Netted, that's only 11,000 volume, but it's always good to keep an eye on it anyway. And Inocoin, 1.8,384 over the last 7 days. Just go over 24 hours. That 10k. Yeah, that's including the 10k as well. And Powercoin, the Midas Touch. So nothing huge jumping out. Okay, we'll have a look at the Bitcoin chart. We'll just move this over. So Bitcoin chart, we're still in a symmetrical triangle at the moment. I can see here we've been in that for a couple of days. Looks as if that's going to last until probably the beginning of March, 6th of March or something. And it's either going to break out or kind of break down. I'm expecting a breakout from here. We're at the top of this resistance line on the kind of triangle there. But we can still fall down to 3,350, which is long-term support. And if it goes below that, obviously we're just going to fall. We're just going to drop like a stone, methinks. But so we need to wait and see what happens with this. I'm optimistic, and I think it's going to break out from here, and we're going to go up, and we're going to see an upward movement for maybe a month or two. Then we might come back down after that. Just need to see what the momentum is. So that's what it's looking like for Bitcoin at the moment. We're going to have a look at the other bigger ones as well. And Litecoin has been doing really well recently, and it's still kind of at that 1.2 million level-ish just now. So we kind of mentioned that before it got to the 1 million mark, we said it was going to break out. It did break out. People got a good 30-40% on that, which was good. I still think there's a lot more to go. This is only the start of the rise, and obviously there's a slight retracement here. And it said there's going to be a kind of like with the cup and handle we're talking about, a kind of pull back and then a jump back up again. So I still think this might go to $70. Might go to $70 unless the arse falls out of Bitcoin altogether. We'll look on Ethereum as well. We'll do BTC. Ethereum crossing over, which is good to see. So news story for Ethereum as well with Constantinople. Obviously they're going to have a second bite of the cherry for Constantinople, which was meant to be out last month but didn't come. But I think that's going to go up as well, as I do with Neo as well. So the bigger ones are going to come back into play again, and Neo's still going up. I kind of called that out yesterday as a call of the day yesterday. I think it was officially at 229,300, and I called in the premium group as well. I think slightly higher, but it's not really going to matter. It's just going to be, as long as it gets above this 240,000 Satoshi level, I think we're going to break higher and kind of reach that 331,000 Satoshi for Neo. So I think the big guns are going to go up. Just have a look at some of the other ones. So we've got Ethereum. Dash has already started to make a move as well. You can see that kind of crossed over here and that started to make a move. We're not going to look at the derivatives of Bitcoin. I just don't like them at all. Zcash as well, starting to make a move. That's been in the doldrums for a long time. Coming off its all-time low, around about these levels at 1.3 million, but it's coming back up again at 1.4 million. And we've got Monero as well. That's starting to come up, coming up its all-time low as well. So the big guns are starting to kind of pull the weight. Decred as well, or Decred, is coming up. I think that's going to kind of go up. Okay, let's talk about XRP. Just now, look at XRP and BTC value. We're not going to look in dollar value because that's just purely based on the kind of Bitcoin price, so there's no point, because a lot of people are saying, oh, kind of Ripple was at $3 this time whenever, but that's only based on the Bitcoin. It's only because Bitcoin was so high that it was up to $3, so we'll have to look at the Satoshi value. Satoshi value just now is coming up for 8,450, and all-time high for Satoshi value is 23,000. So 3 times or 2 times from here, 2x from here, we could see, and I think it's going to explode. I really think Ripple is getting ready to explode. Now, I said that back in September as well, and I had a couple of kind of headlines saying it's going to explode. A lot of people don't like those kind of headlines, but I just genuinely believe it is going to explode. And it's not clickbait. This is not clickbait at all, the title. I just genuinely think XRP is going to explode, and we're going to go up by 100% or more in the near future for Ripple. It happened here around about September. It came back down and it's kind of settled, and I think it's going to happen again. There's just too much good news. Again, there's even more good news coming out. So look at a couple of news stories. Saudi Arabia Monetary Authority, the SAMA, is helping promote Ripple technology. So they're helping to promote it. So 1 year after Ripple signed an agreement with the Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority, Mohsen Al-Zarani, the authority's head of innovations, confirmed that the KSA central bank will not be using the technology, but 2 local banks will adopt Xcurrent and roll out their services by March 2019. That's next month. 2 local banks will adopt Xcurrent and roll out their services by March 2019. That's brilliant news. This is only the start for Saudi Arabia. This confirmation is what the community needs, and days after the chief marketing strategist departed from the 49 billion startup. Confirmation like this is positive, sending a strong signal to the community. So it's a step in the right direction, even though SAMA will not adopt the technology for obvious reasons, as it is the central bank of the KSA, and the only consumers is the government and local banks, which is not a big deal after all, not as big a deal as we thought originally, that they're not going to be using it. They will back the crypto project, helping educate and even encourage local banks to make use of Xcurrent, unlike SWIFT, which operates in batches and not suitable for frequent high volume transactions. So if you don't know the difference, there's a lot of differences between SWIFT and what they kind of try to do at Xcurrent as well. Xcurrent is immediate; it starts straight away. With SWIFT, what they do is they try and batch all the transactions together and send them in batches. So if you kind of try and process a transaction, say at 10 o'clock in the morning, it might not get batched until 10:30. Plus the cost of it as well for you using SWIFT as well. So there's a lot of kind of big differences between SWIFT and kind of what Xcurrent are looking to do as well. So that's good news as well. And also MasterCard and Barclays invest in Ripple-backed XRapid project. So Ripple, XRapid, XRP, MasterCard and Barclays, 2 of the world's largest financial services company and banking institutions, have initiated investments into a project backed by Ripple and the company's XRP-based XRapid service. So this is for a company called SendFriend. SendFriend, a remittance company using Ripple's XRapid service for cross-border payments, has received investments from MasterCard, Barclays and Ripple itself in the most recent round of funding, reported in a press release on February 11th. In addition to the aforementioned companies, SendFriend also received investments from MIT Media Lab, Techstars, Mahindra Finance, 2020 Ventures and 8 Decimal Capital, in a round that saw the firm raise $1.7 million in capital. So this is another one for another brilliant piece of news for Ripple and XRP as well. So SendFriend is primarily targeting a Philippine and US remittance market, utilising the XRapid service to exchange USD and Philippine pesos with XRP to create cheap, frictionless cross-border transactions that occur almost instantly. Almost instantly. As instant as you can get in today's kind of world. So that is another piece of brilliant news for Ripple, for XRP as well. Now we know Ripple and kind of XRP, they're trying to kind of separate themselves obviously, but they're inextricably linked. So, but in this case it is using XRP as well. It's not just Ripple and the company that this is good news for. This is good news for XRP as well. So that's another piece of good news. There's just more and more and more news coming out about XRP, and it's going to explode. You're going to wake up one day and it's just going to say, "Oh shit, it's at 20,000. I should have invested at 8.5 or 7.5, whatever it goes down to just now, or 6.5, this is good time to accumulate Ripple or XRP. This is a good time, in my opinion, and my biased opinion as well. I'm invested in Ripple, obviously, but this is a good time to accumulate XRP at this stage. Short term, I think it's going to do good short term as well, and I think it's going to do brilliant long term. I think it's going to be amazing long term, actually. And I was one that was against Ripple and XRP as well at the very beginning. I was totally against it, but I see how they're bringing in institutional investors, banking, governments as well. I see them bringing them into the markets as well, and bringing them into cryptocurrency, bringing them into blockchain, and adopting the blockchain technology, which is what we need. So I was a bit naive kind of back then when I first started, and I thought, oh, we don't want the banking people in this, we don't want the governments in this at all, we want to keep them out, but we don't, we need them in it, if we're being really honest. So Ripple is going to explode. It's going to explode soon. I think it's going to be this year, and it's going to way surpass the 23,000 Satoshi level it has been at. We'll just look at the XRP USD value, because a lot of people still look at that. I don't see why you'd want to look at that, but we'll have a look at that anyway. So $3.60 or $3.30 was the highest it reached. So 10 times or 11 times where it is just now. We'll do that auto. Yeah, we'll do that auto. So, but that was back in January when Bitcoin price was $19,000. Now Bitcoin price might go back up to that, so obviously that's going to affect the dollar value of XRP, but we primarily want to look at the Satoshi value for Ripple, for XRP. So we're not that far off, we're only 2 times off, going over the all-time high. I think it's going to happen soon. But as I said, even if we go down to $6,500, this kind of support level, 6,500 Satoshi, even if we go down to that, then it's not that bad. This is just a good time to accumulate Ripple. I just think it's going to be an amazing investment for the future as well. So it'd be good to know what you think, either in the comments just now, in the chat area, or in the comments below this video as well. Let me know what you think. Always good to hear what you think as well. Just go back. Axel is in as well. Donny Don Matthew. Binance Pundy X monthly distribution is odd because I had moved my Pundy from Binance to Mu a few months back, but I still got airdrops to my Binance account as well as in Mu. No complaints though. Excellent. That's brilliant, Donny Don. Mervyn Skidmore, good morning to you. Jean is in the house. Good morning to you as well. B, XRP is the future. I think XRP, it's just going to go mental. It's going to go crazy. Stephen Seedhouse, good morning to you. B, I predict XRP $1 in the next 2 weeks. It's not unreasonable. I don't know about 2 weeks, but it's not unreasonable to kind of look at that. Obviously, the Bitcoin price would have to go up as well, but I wouldn't say it's reasonable to think that, but I think it is going to happen very soon. I really do think it's going to happen soon. Guilty pleasure, Donny Don Matthew, same here, but the amount is decreasing because the airdrop is calculated over the average amount of tokens you have in 1 month. And that's regarding Pundy X. Mark Innes, likes nuked. Thanks, mate. Thanks for that. So if you're just joining us, go down to the like button and hit that like button. And if you're just joining us, leave a comment in the chat area as well so we can get to know each other. Satoshi Sean is in. B, VeChain, anyone? VeChain is still looking good. It's kind of near its all-time low. It's due for a bounce soon. Aloysius, good morning everyone. Remember to hit the like button. Cheers, mate. NEO is starting to move up. Good. Called out NEO the other day, and I think that's going to, yeah, NEO's starting to move up. So we needed to break 240,000 Satoshi. Once it breaks that, it's going to jump even higher. Alta Patel, yes, everyone click the like button. Cheers, mate. Likes crushed. Ross Davison is in the house as well. Okay, so looked at a couple of stories already. Saudi Arabia for Ripple, and this was MasterCard for XRP and Ripple as well. I thought this was quite interesting. Crypto Trader 2019 could be the last time the public can afford one whole Bitcoin. So he's saying 2019 could be the last time like you and I can actually afford one whole Bitcoin. And we'll go on to kind of look at this. So this is from Ethereum World News. So value of Bitcoin could eventually be out of reach. So just now we could, it's $3,500, still a lot of money, but we could really buy one Bitcoin. If we really wanted to, we want to scrape the money together, we could buy one whole Bitcoin if we wanted to, or 2 or 3 or 4, whatever you can afford. But what this guy is saying is it's going to be out of reach very soon as well. So this is Josh Rager, a well-followed crypto investor that, as an advisor of Token Bacon and Blackwave, took to Twitter to claim that 2019 could be the last time general population can afford to buy an entire Bitcoin. And he added that after 2021, most would only be able to have fractions of BTC rather than a whole coin. And he explained that while global household incomes could increase across the board, inflation, better economic conditions, etc., thus making BTC affordable again, more likely than not, the cryptocurrency will be out of reach for most. And to back his kind of semi-prediction, this is not a prediction, but it's backing his kind of semi-prediction, he's posted a popular chart that shows Bitcoin bottomed in the coming months before embarking on a paradigm-shifting rally into and past 2020's block reward reduction event, deemed by some to be the most bullish event in crypto's relatively short history. And that's the kind of halving event that they're talking about. So I'm just going to show you this from Josh Rager and show you the chart he's talking about here as well. So this is where we are just now, around about 3,595. He's saying it could bottom out around about 1,800 and then start on a parabolic rise. And you can see it's up to kind of 56,000 and beyond for Bitcoin. So he's saying 2019 could be the last time. So he's kind of got this using this chart. Global income, yeah. So I'm just going to go up to 2020. Where is it in 2020? So he thinks it's going to kind of stay stable using it according to this chart. It's going to stay around about this price for a while, kind of almost all year. Then it's going to go on a parabolic rise after that. 2021 up to 8,400. Then 2022 is going to be 56,000. I think it's going to be higher than that, but you get the gist of that as well. So interesting piece on that as well. This was interesting as well. Got this from James. Thanks very much for this. James, Oklahoma, one of our Brown admins. 2 public pension funds, Morgan Creek, to launch 40 million crypto venture in the US. So in a display of confidence on the cryptocurrency sector, Anthony Pompliano of Morgan Creek Blockchain Opportunities Funds has announced it plans to launch a crypto venture fund which will be backed by 2 pension funds. It was revealed that the MC Boff is a partner of Morgan Creek Digital, which is managed by investment giant Morgan Creek Capital Management. And a tweet from Pompliano, he said, "The institutions aren't coming, they're already here." The institutions aren't coming, they're already here. So the planned venture is said to be structured similar to a traditional VC fund that would invest in companies related to digital assets. However, it was also disclosed that the fund will be placing a small portion of the capital in cryptos as well. So that's just saying the institutions are already here, they're just not kind of announcing it on a big, larger scale. So we kind of know that has to be, because nobody can move that much Bitcoin if the institutions aren't there. And obviously there's OTC trading as well. They'll be doing OTC trading with institutions as well. And this is from Breaker Mag as well. Morgan Creek, that kind of broke yesterday with the same story. Ethereum preparing for the second trial of its hard fork, Constantinople. So Ethereum was battling on this year as it had plans to come up with its hard fork. Ethereum serves an open source blockchain, blah, blah, blah. We know that. The leading cryptocurrency was ready to introduce the hard fork in early 2019, which didn't take place eventually. The hard fork named Constantinople was crucial for the crypto giant as it was an important upgrade designed to take Ethereum into the future. However, the firm had to halt the plans to launch the hard fork. So it's coming again. We're going to have a second stab at it. So this time the team has planned to reintroduce the upgrade in late February. Ethereum is pretty confident regarding Constantinople that it will succeed this time. And Ethereum currently is positioned as the second largest cryptocurrency in the world. And I think because of this as well, obviously the Ethereum's gone down, and we'll just look at Ethereum as well, but I think this is good news for Ethereum, and they sound much more confident this time as well. Where are you going? Ethereum BTC. So I did get up to 4.1 million Satoshi, and it's down to 3.4 million just now. I predict this is going to go up again, as with all the other ones as well, with Neo, Litecoin, Ethereum, and some of the other bigger ones as well are going to go up before we have another kind of slight dip as well. But I think this is what's going to happen with Ethereum as well. We're going to get up to there. We'll just look at Ethereum USD value just now. So up to 125. It did get up to 167, so I can see it reaching 167, 70 again, and possibly beyond that as well. So now might be a good time. We're just crossing over on the daily, the 7 over the 50 on the daily. So it could be a good time to get in. Obviously a brown time to get in would have been 84 down here. It's all-time low, or recent all-time low. You can't say recent all-time low, recent low. So that's what's happening with Ethereum, with the hard fork. So they might sound more confident. That wasn't something I was going to really report on. Coinbase eyes emerging markets for next leg of growth. This is just talking about the emerging markets that they're looking to kind of invest into to grow Coinbase as well. It's not really a huge story, but it's just good to know what Coinbase are doing. And I was kind of a bit down on Coinbase at the beginning of last year as well, but now I just see what they've been doing, and I think they're doing brilliant, and they're kind of helping that mass adoption happen as well. So I think they're doing amazing. And that's another news story. I'll just kind of put that in the kind of comments. And that's it for the news stories as well. I'm getting the news from Crypto Compare as well. You know, I use Crypto Compare for the portfolio management, but it's got good news aggregation source as well. So you can go to Crypto Compare and click on news, and you'll get the aggregated news. We'll just see if there's anything breaking just now. Cryptopia gets green light to start running again, but will it open? So that's just breaking news, everybody. Breaking news. Cryptopia gets green light. So according to New Zealand Herald, police has given the green light to the Cryptopia exchange and says it can open again whenever they like. However, the Christchurch-based company's website is still showing the same maintenance mode message. The social media accounts of the company still remain dormant, as they have been since late January. Police does not let us, excuse not valid anymore. Cryptopia management have full access to the facilities and business premises, and the police investigation is not preventing their business from getting up and running again. So that'll be interesting to see if they open up their doors again. Last year, Cryptopia said 1.4 million users worldwide, and about half of 80 staff members recently. Reporting a crypto hack by Element has claimed the hackers have liquidated 3.2 million in tokens, with the bulk of that going to Ether Delta. So that'll be interesting to see what happens there as well. God, Quadriga CX as well. That's just been a nightmare after nightmare. One more disaster for Quadriga CX. Mistakenly sends 500k in BTC to cold wallets. Crazy. Current status of Ethereum dApps. Dogecoin price seemingly approaches 0.2%. XBT provider admits knowledge gaps as it postpones launch of cryptocurrency basket. Western Union not giving up on Ripple. It seems a cross-border payment specialist has not given up on the idea of using Ripple's technology. In fact, in a recent interview, Mo Shea, Western's general manager. Another piece of good news for Ripple. See, there's more and more good news. That's only within the space of an hour. Ripple, MasterCard and others invest 1.7 million in SendFriend. It's going to explode. Ripple is going to go mental. Right, go back to chat and we'll look at a couple of the smaller tokens as well and the charts. B, great channel, mate. Oh, thanks very much, B. I really appreciate that. Donny Don, Steve, do you think the next XRP explosive move, do you recommend we sell at say 1.5 times and then wait to retrace? Because even a few months back, Ripple had a major run up and lost all the gains. Well, it didn't lose all the gains, but I know what you mean. It could have had a run up to about 11,000 Satoshi, then came back. So we'll look at Ripple just now, because I honestly genuinely do think this is going to explode. And me saying to you to buy it is not going to make any difference, even if you do buy it, to me as well. So there's no, well, there is a reason for me to say that. I just genuinely think it is going to. So this is a kind of jump up they were speaking about here. So I said round about here, this is going to explode, start accumulating just now. It exploded, it went up 200%, and we'll just see kind of there as well. So I'll do it from here. This is a retracement kind of level, and we're looking at 0.50 retracement from where it jumped up from. We kind of look at that area there. So traditionally, we normally come down to about these levels, around about 7,000 before it kind of jumps back up using the fib retracement. But I've been using the fib retracement on the crossover instead of the when it jumped up. So on the crossover, we're looking at 0.5 on the fib retracement, and so it could jump up from there, and the support there as well, around about 8,300, and that's where the kind of strong support is as well. So it could bounce up from here. Now, if you're talking, if it bounces up from here, and we'll go from auto, and we'll pull this down. If it bounces up from here and goes up, so if it went up, say 100%, that's 16,000. I'll bring that down. So we're talking about 20,000 for it to go up 100. What would it be going up? 100%, 200%, would be just over 24. To see, didn't really bring it down here. Yeah, I'd be looking at over 24 obviously for 200%, 25,000. So if it went up 150%, yeah, you would take profits. You have to learn to take profits as well. And what you could do if you're in Ripple, if you're investing in Ripple, is just half it. Do the halving technique. So once it jumps up 100%, just take out half and leave the rest in. So you've got your original investment. So if you put one Bitcoin in worth and it jumps up 100%, take out half of it, and you'll still have one Bitcoin worth left. So you'll have your original investment plus the investment still in Ripple. So one Bitcoin, I don't know how much that would be, around about 10,000, say 12,000 Ripple, or 12,000 XRP. So if you had 12,000, you take 6,000 out, keep 6,000 in, 6,000, if it kind of doubled up in price, would be one Bitcoin. So you'd have two Bitcoin worth, if that makes total sense, any sense whatsoever. But yeah, you could just do it that way as well. So you're still covering your arse, and you've still got skin in the game, and you're protecting yourself for future rises as well. So instead of going all in and all out, then you could do it that way, which is kind of what we're doing. That's another strategy we've used or looked at using, is just taking half out and just letting the rest run, and you just let it double up. If it doubles up again from there, so if it doubled from here to 17,000, then you take half out. If it doubled again to 34,000, you take another half out. If it doubled again to 68,000, blah blah blah, ad infinitum. So you could do it that way, and you still keep skin in the game, and you still take profit as well. So that might be a good way to do it. Honest Crypto Johnny likes crushed. Thanks very much, buddy. Really appreciate that. Johnny Don, after a long time, I have to say, when Moon, when Lambo. That's the first time anybody's ever said that on the channel. Cheers, mate. Benton Taylor is in. Good day to you. No Lambo, Mini Cooper, more like a bloody ladder, second-hand ladder or something. Honest, does anybody remember the ladders? You will in the UK, the orange ladders. Honest Crypto Journey, I've no doubt that even if it takes 10 years, eventually BTC will reach $1 million. This is certainly the time to buy. Don't want to look back and say, why didn't it get back in 2019? Yeah, same here. Same here. It'd be a tragedy if we were to be in at this level just now and be this involved just now, and then capitulate and just go, right, I'm chucking it in, I've had enough, and then in 2029 we see Bitcoin is $1 million. You just, you'd feel gutted, more than gutted. And CHX own, it is worth to check, be inspired. Somebody else had mentioned CHX as well, and I think it was a very own Crypto 1. I can't be certain of that, but I'm sure it was Crypto 1 that was talking about this as well. Yeah, it's kind of gone up big time very recently. Let's look at 3 months. And the volume, look at the volume as well, 1.3 million. Market cap of 19. It's steadily rising as well. Markets, what markets is it on? Hotbit is on, and was about. So yeah, I'm sure there's a couple of people talking about tokenizing technology for financial services, how OWN is innovating investment. Yeah, so that's OWN, which is kind of jumping up all the time, which is doing well. So thanks for sharing that. Imran Chowdhury, long time no see. Steve, nice to see you again. Good to see you back, Imran. Just to tell everyone, please, and laser focus with security. I was hacked a pretty big sum. My stupidity, I left my private keys on my desktop. Never thought it would happen to me, but I learned a big lesson. Oh, wow. Wow, that's crazy. I'm sorry to hear that, Imran. Yeah, I think that's the kind of thing as well. You never think it is going to happen to you. Aloysius, what's your thoughts on Lala? I'm adding this to my high risk investments. Never heard of Lala. Or have I? No. 227,000. Volume 46,000. That's good for a small cap like that. KuCoin. This is an Ethereum. The trading BTC, yeah, not much volume BTC. I don't know about it, to be honest. Aloysius. So I think global wallet, local partnerships, gearing towards decentralized send I, spend I, lend. I just think there's a lot of companies like this now. But if you're putting $500 into a company that's got a market cap of 226,000, could be good, and just leave it and just see what happens. So yeah, as long as you can say to yourself, okay, that money's kind of lost, then I think it could be good to look at these as well. Crypto 1, hello to you, good to see you here. Scottcoin is making a return soon under new management. Haven't heard of Scottcoin. Is that to do with Scotland, I take it? So it's coming back soon, so Scottcoin, buy Scottcoin, digital for Scotland and educating people about blockchain technology in Scotland. Ah. WorldCoin, Scottish Ethos now available. Oh, tough to have a look at that, being Scottish as well. That's the Telegram group. How many is in it? It's invalid. So it's coming back. Interesting to know. G-Slick jumped on VET. I think it's low enough now. Wallet is good for mining and staking Thor. Yeah, I think VET is low enough just now. VET, I think it's 106 Satoshi just now, is it? 109 Satoshi. We're talking about an all-time low, and it's bounced up that kind of all-time low as well a couple of times. So now this could be a big jump up for VeChain. We need to wait and see, but I think it's due a kind of jump up. And I think it's one of those coins that is going to double. It's going to be a doubler. And I've got it in my Binance doubler portfolio as well. So we've got a number of, speak about this in the premium group as well, called the Binance Doubler Strategy. And I've got a number of coins that is in that portfolio. And I think VeChain is one of them as well. So I've got a biased opinion there, but I do generally think it's going to go up. But could go lower, just because it's at its all-time low just now and bounced off a couple of times. It doesn't mean to say it's not going to go lower. But if we look at VeChain as well, so if we look at the market capitalization, it's 218 million just now, so it's quite high. So it's ranked number 25. It's quite high already. So it could stay like this for a while, but I do think it's still going to double as well. I do think it's a Binance doubler, and it could go up to 450 million at these levels of BTC price. But we need to wait and see. G-Slink mining ETN as well is pretty good also. Yeah, you can do that in the mobile, mine ETN. Cryptopia has been given the green light to restart, but who's got the balls to steal to use that exchange again? I know. Load up on the Pundy bags for a monthly return. Yeah, Pundy X, I thought that would kind of gone higher already. Kind of bought back in at 17. Made a good 10%, good 10-11%, but I thought it might have gone higher than that just now. 9-11, we're on kind of the right time. So we've got, what, a 3-to-1 ratio? Around about 3-to-1 ratio from buys to sales. And it was in at 1920. Obviously it did get up to 20, so that would have been a good 15-16% return. But I just expect this to go higher and break that 27 resistance line. We need to wait and see. Obviously they've got the changeover happening as well. I don't know how that's going to work with the NPXS tokens and the FX tokens as well. So my understanding that you can swap NPXS for FX tokens, obviously as well. But if you can still keep the NPXS token. So if somebody swaps it from NPXS to FX, the NPXS tokens are going to get burned. So that means some people that keep it, there's going to be less in circulation, which means the NPXS tokens should go higher in value and price. So I need to clarify a few things with regards to the kind of swap and what they're going to be doing here as well. Obviously that's their own chain, their own blockchain as well. So a bit kind of, not a bit iffy, but I just think a bit how is it going to work? And it just seems natural to me that the NPXS tokens are going to rise in value before the last airdrop, which is going to be May. Well, June's going to be the airdrop, but May is going to be the last time that you'll be able to get in on it. So I just wonder how that's going to work. Keg is in, good morning to you. Load up the puns about Donny Don. BTC, bull flag seems to have extended and still on the channel. Wonder what's the next move, because very soon it has to break out or either break out or go up. Yeah, so it looks, as we've seen, we've got the kind of symmetrical triangle there for BTC as well. BTC USD. Oh, is that's Coinbase. BTC USD. That's Bitstamp. So this is a triangle here. I can move that up. Around. So if it breaks down below 3,350, we're kind of scuppered. If it breaks down below that, so we need to wait and see what happens. So if it breaks down below that, historically, obviously we're looking at a $3,000 psychological support. So if it breaks down 3,350, we're looking at next psychological support at 3,000. So that would be a big barrier because it is a psychological support. If that breaks, then we're going down. Then we're going down further, and it could be that 1,800 level where we go down to before bouncing back up again. But as I keep saying, unless you're kind of trading this, and if you're in it for the long term, then there's nothing, I don't think, to worry about at all with Bitcoin, even if it does go down to $1,800. I see it going up from here. I see it breaking out this kind of symmetrical triangle, going up to kind of 4,500, and then possibly up to 5,000, even higher than that, and then maybe coming back down after that. So we need to wait and see. So forever the optimist, I still think is going to break out from here. It's kind of touched that resistance line a couple of times up here. We can see 4 days on the trot. Same again for here, 4 or 5 days. It just wants to break out. It's just not quite doing it, and I think it's going to come very soon. Imran, yeah, we've covered SendFriend as well. We've covered that already. G-Slick, there's a PundyX video explaining the conversion burn on YouTube, Steve. Brilliant, thanks for that, G-Slick. I'll go and check that out. Marquinhos at Crypto Don 1. Okay, I think that's it. I'm going to, but we'll look at, what we'll look at? What was I going to look at? We'll look at the kind of portfolio. So we're talking about this kind of Binance Doubler portfolio just now, see where we're at just now. And this is 5% of the community fund is in here as well. So we've got PundyX at the top. That's one I'm trading. So I've got about half a Bitcoin that I just trade. I can do what I want with. The other ones I'm keeping for the Binance Doubler strategy. And we're doing okay. We're up 9% on mainframe. We're up 5%, 5.5% on PundiX. Storm, we're kind of down on. And Satoshi value. And the lowest one we're down on Seacoin. I think we bought that at 69 Satoshi. And it's down 8.7%, so that's the lowest one. But I do expect these, as I said, to go up and be part of this. So I explain all that in the kind of the premium group as well as getting calls in the premium group. You get calls every day, or nearly every day, in the premium group, and a lot of people have made a lot of money. The latest one, kind of the best one being, or the latest kind of best one is Litecoin, and we called that, and it jumped up about $10, $12. I think it was $14 it jumped up. So we're up. We started with 11,800 in this portfolio, and we're up to $12,600, and that's in a space of what, 13 days. So nearly 2 weeks. I think we started on the 31st of January here. We did. So we're up $800 or something like that, which is not bad, and it's passive. It's passive as well. We just buy and hold. Apart from this one. So this one I've been in and out of BTT, and we can see the past trades here as well. So Biton, I made $600, PundiX made $350, Biton again $100, and small losses on the other ones. PundiX made a big loss, or a larger loss, 210% loss at $254. When I bought, I think, a 20 and sold at 18 to get into Biton, so I made it back up as well. So that is the Binance Millionaire Doubler, the strategy we're using. This is long term as well, but we're doing okay just now. And I've not looked at. We're thinking about a fund just now, or a program on Genesis Vision. I don't know if you've seen this, Genesis Vision Manager. So look at programs, we'll look at new, just see how this is doing. This will be down as well for the first couple of months, I would imagine. Oh no, we're up 0.12%. So this is a fund specifically on Genesis Vision. And I've gone to fund. This is using Binance Doubler as well. We've got MFT is up from 86 Satoshi to 93, so we're doing well on that. But overall the fund is up to 0.12%. So that's not bad, because it's only been open a couple of weeks, and this is me testing this. So anybody can invest in this, and if I make any profits, then obviously I take a small cut on the profits. And I've just realised that as well. A lot of people can explain that to me. You just take a small cut on the profits themselves. So if you invest $1,000, you make $100 in profit. I take $10. It's 10% success fee. I take $10 from that as well. Just for managing the fund, but I'm just testing this out. But I'm going to do this on a larger scale, and I might have 2 or 3 funds set up. So this is a fund just now, and it's doing okay at the moment. So of the new ones, we're in the top 6 just now, and you can do Forex on this as well. So Forex is up 79%. This guy's up 79%. It's got 23 investors. And you've got $4,000 invested as well, and this is what is in Ethereum USD. Brent, he's into oils as well. USD CAD as well is up. Oh no, he's not. They're all down. They're all down at the moment. 6 trades are down. So yeah, that's that as well. Thanks, mate. You make it look easy. That's B. Hi, Steve. Did you cover Silent Notary? I haven't covered that. Lawrence Matthews, haven't covered that for a while actually. High Plains Drifter, thanks Steve, really love this channel. Thanks mate, really appreciate that as well. G-Slick, been using DigiID, finger scan, it's brilliant, so much easier scanning finger than typing a password to send crypto. Brilliant, I know you've been speaking about that for a couple of days, I'll need to look into it. Okay, I'm going to leave it there just now. Thank you very much for spending some time with me. And how many people's in? We've got 57 people in. Remember to hit the like button if you're in just now. If you like these videos, if you think they're shite, don't hit the like button, hit the thumbs down button. Yeah, thank you very much for spending some time with me and having a wee coffee with me. And I'll speak to you same time, same place tomorrow. Until then, namaste. Take care. Bye now.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. Some may see them as the crazy ones. We see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.